I want to kind of continue on our series around M365 Copilot and declarative agents and Copilot Chat. We're now at the end where we're shipping, right? We have built our agents, we have tested them, we have shared them with our colleagues. We basically we're ready to ship, but how do we bring that to M365 Copilot in a way that is governed, admin approved, and so on and so forth? And that's really what we're going to kind of talk about today. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to talk about what's that journey. The journey is actually pretty simple. We've already covered the two first steps. We already sideloaded our app. Sideload is a term we're using to say that we are bringing the app just for the user that builds it. So I can hit F5. I can just manually go and provision the app just for myself. That's going to work perfectly. Then afterwards, I'm going to want to kind of augment this to share with colleagues. And we covered that in the last session when we were using the share capabilities of the Agents Toolkit. But now everybody got us a thumbs up. So now it's time for us to go and do an org submission to be able to bring it inside the Microsoft Admin Center, find the agents in our request queue, and then have, in the end, the admin approve, but also the distribution of it. So who will actually have this app? And we're going to come to this. So the first thing you will want to understand is that the Agents Toolkit has a publish command. That publish command is super simple. Use ATK publish. You specify which environment you want to publish to, and that's it. What it does, it's going to package your agent. So it's going to take all of the files and we'll create a zip file out of it, what we call our agent package. And then it's going to submit this package to your tenant's app catalog as a pending app. You can do that directly from the Agents Toolkit, also in the extension that you're going to find here. So you're going to have the provision, deploy, share, and in the end, the last step is publish to the organization. So you're going to be able to do that also straight from the extension. So let me do that. Let me just, as simple as that, I'm going to go here. I'm going to click Publish to Organization. And it's going to do what it needs to do. It's going to update the app, and it's going to publish the app. And it's going to tell me that now my admin has access to this application. Yeah, I want to, like it's here, I already have a version of that. So yes, I want to submit a new update. And then everything goes according to plan. It ships, and then the admin gets a notification. There's a new app for you to approve. Then the admin will be good with that. But from a developer standpoint, that's very easy. You only have to do that. Now you can just go to the admin portal and approve it. So let's go back to slides, because that is a very simple one, right? But where we really want to take advantage of the fact that we're building into VS Code is that I want to be able to bring in a CI/CD experience. I want to be able to commit my changes, a new data source, a new set of instruction, and then I want that to automatically run for myself. So how do we do that? Well, first, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to reuse the command that we just talked about. So we're going to use that ATK publish command, but you will have to provide your credential to a very specific account. We love to say that you should be creating your own CI/CD account that does just that, just to limit the exposure. And then you don't need now to go into VS Code and do it. So you can really have all these gates of approval, go through a PR, have a review, have a merge to a specific branch, and then that branch kicks off the entire publishing. And that's exactly what it does here. So you can do that using GitHub Copilot. It's very simple. You install the toolkit, you publish to the org catalog, and that's it. That's probably one of the easiest GitHub actions I've seen in my entire career. It's simple. It doesn't break. It just works. And you can do the same thing if you're using Azure DevOps. You can basically use the exact same capabilities. So a couple of best practices. First, don't never store any of your secrets straight into the pipeline. We don't want that there. You want that, don't want that into anything. Just put them into your pipeline environment, connect to Key Vault, use GitHub secrets, so on and so forth. Make sure that you're protecting your main branch. And by doing that, it means that nobody will just be able to commit something to main and automatically trigger a build and trigger a publish. We don't want that. Always bump the version in your PR, so that way people will see actually a new version being shown inside their app. So you're going to be able to debug a lot in an easier way with them. Run your evals, test it, right? Test before you ship. And finally, do environment promotions and have different environment files that do that. So let's go see a CI/CD in action. So let me go here. I do have a run that I ran just before the session where it did everything. So the first thing it did, set up the job, does a checkout, ensure that Node.js is installed. Then afterwards, it goes on and it installs the Agents Toolkit CLI. Then afterwards, it publishes to the org catalog. And that's where it just does run, ATK publish, environment dev. And if you remember, in one of our previous sessions, we know that we can actually customize this experience. We can decide what happens when we publish, and those are all the M365 agents file. So if I go here and I look at my M365 agents.yaml file, here you're going to see I have a publish stage, and it validates the manifest first, then it zips the package, then it updates my entry, and then it publishes the package. But if I want to add some of my own custom scripting, I can do that. And then they follow with all of the steps that you want to have in production in your CI/CD, which is actually pretty cool. And then it just at the end, because it did all of what we wanted, it's going to tell me that publish is successful. And now it was shared, and that's it. Nothing more crazy than that, just using it. But what happened here? Yes, we already clicked twice on publish, but what's the next step? Well, the next step is to get the admin to approve it. So the admin will have a lot of information about the app. It's going to have all the app details, the permissions, what are the different data access points that it has access to. So which sites, which library, which graph connector, and a bunch of like details about the agent. What's the type of agent? What are the actions? What are the capabilities that it has? So that way it has all the information it needs to basically make the right decision on, do we approve yes or no? Once the admin decides, okay, we're good, but who can actually use it? Well, there's a couple of different options for the admin to choose from. The first one is everybody, maybe a specific intra ID group, or just no one. So it's approved, it's there, but we're not ready just yet to roll it out to our users. And that's really where the admin persona comes into play and makes all these big decisions. So let me open up Mac. So I'm here, I'm in the Microsoft Admin Center. I do have all my agents. Those are all the third-party agents. But I can find in my request that, hey, look at that. I do have the benefits advisor that I just published. Then I'm going to click on this, and when it's going to load the agent details, I'm going to be able to see all the different things that it does. First, I have the description. I have the full instruction set right here. I see that it was never published or it's unpublished, all these details. And now, what are my data and tools that it actually uses? What are the APIs it calls? What are the MCP servers it uses? And what are the capabilities it has? So it has code interpreter, and in this case, image generation. That's a very simple one. From a security standpoint, where things will get logged, and in this case, I don't have specific intra ID permissions. So now what I can do, I can publish to the store. I can go here, I can say I want all of them to be installed, and also maybe I want to pre-install this app so it's already installed for all these users. So let me say I'm going to do that. So that way, for example, if you're building like that HR onboarding buddy that we've been building since the beginning of the series, well, you probably want to have that already installed for everybody. So we're going to do that. Then afterwards, I'm just going to take the default template that is going to get used. If there's any permission I need to accept, I would see them there. And then at the end, I'm just going to hit publish. And now everybody in the organization will have this app pre-installed available, and now everybody will be able to start using this app directly inside their M365 Copilot or Copilot chat experience. It's deploying, and in a couple of seconds, it's going to be ready. And there we go. So we went from code to the local machine of the dev, to a team of people that are validating it, to your admin that approves it, and now everybody has access to this entire experience. And I really think that's really where we want to have this full experience right here. So we did the entire agent. We did entire 8 sessions, from the persona to the capabilities, the knowledge, the actions. We did some advanced config. We connected agents together. We tested. We debugged it. We shipped it. And next week, we're going to have one last one. We were supposed to have 8, but we shipped something in the last couple of weeks, which is next week, we're going to talk about how can you use coding agents to build declarative agents from scratch. So we built a set of plugins and skills as part of our WorkIQ marketplace, and I'm going to walk you through all of that. But until then, you can definitely try it now. Everything is in the repo. Go check it out.